This is Vibe with Viv. That's for vision, inspiration, belief, and empowerment. And I'm a relationship coach. And I help women heal and move forward after going through heartbreak, separation, divorce. If you're needing help with healing, I am your go-to person. So I am so excited today because I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Roseanne, and she actually went through my Achieve Emotional Healing program. And she was so gracious to agree to kind of talk about her experience in the program. So we're going to have her on today, and she's going to provide some insight into her experience. So I'll go ahead and let you kind of introduce yourself there, Roseanne.
Hi, everybody. My name is Roseanne Smith. I've known Vivian for about a year now. I actually grew up a little bit with her husband, Sam. So I connected through Instagram or through Facebook with a friend, Blessing. So happy that I did that because it's been amazing since. So
that's wonderful. Yeah, I remember when we got connected, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like this is exactly what I needed." Yeah. That was probably about a year ago now, or maybe years now. It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
So take us back a little bit to like before we started the Achieve Emotional Healing program. Like what was going on in your life and what kind of led you to be like, I need to start this program?
Yeah. So for me, I was dating. I really wanted like the relationship to work, and I was just putting in all the effort, but I wasn't happy. And so I was trying to figure out like, is there something that I need to be doing from my end, or should I let it go, or should I take a break and work out if it's supposed to, or we're in and out of each other's life and there's no I was sure I know what I want. I wanted a relationship and I desired to be married, so I already knew that. So but I just didn't think he wanted it in the same time frame I did. So I was trying to figure out, do I stay and wait in hopes of when he's ready, or do I let him go and move forward and meet someone that's ready? Because I'm amazing. So I had to figure that out because I was toggling back and forth. It was emotional. I was very emotional during that time, and I wasn't moving forward. I was just like, felt like stuck. So when I heard about Vivian's program, I was like, well, I knew I wanted more. I wanted to figure that out. Either I'm keeping this chapter open, we're growing, something's going to change, or I'm leaving. So I already knew that when I found her program that I was ready right away to start healing and figuring out what do I want to do with this situation, because it was affecting me like emotionally a lot. So that's, yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing that. I know that I remember that situation, and that was tough. I remember our first session. It was like we both had this like session where the tears were coming down. Like it was heartfelt and breaking down a lot of those walls and like the back and forth. And you did amazing. I just gotta say, like from where you were before and now, like 360. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I wanted something to work so much that I didn't even see my value. Like I'm only focusing on like all he has to offer. Like he has all these qualities that I check off my box, or what are all these qualities that I pray for in a husband or a future partner. So he had all these things, but I was not focusing on all the things I had. And it wasn't just from like just dating him, it was dating past and like growing up as well. Like I had other things that I needed to start doing. Even now, like I do affirmations every day now that I never did before. So it's like things that I never was doing before, it kind of had to happen where this situation made me see all of the good qualities I had to bring and not just only focus on him or the other person.
Absolutely. And I think you just brought up a really good point, because we're not only focusing on that relationship, right? The guy, or we're like talking about your past, right? Your past relationships, like your childhood, how it's impacted you now. Like we covered so many layers, unfolding like where all these unwanted feelings and this desire to maybe be with someone who is not reciprocating that. Like we literally took down all the layers. So now it'll be like, this is who Roseanne is, and this is what she deserves and is worthy of. And it was a emotional process, but so worth it. I remember being like, Roseanne, like this is going to be so worth it at the end. We just need to keep going. And I feel like every time I saw you, the first day was like the emotions were there, but like every time you were like progressively like becoming who you are, becoming confident and like being grounded. It's like you were blossoming with every session.
Yes, and Vivian had like little questions that I would have to complete before the next session. So I used to look forward to it. It reminded me of like college. Like you do your little homework, you have it ready for your professor, then you talk to them about it like, oh, you know, I did this. So I love that part because that held me accountable. It made me think and reflect on why am I in this healing process? What do I need to heal from? What decisions that I make? What part holding myself accountable for certain things, and what things did he do, and holding him accountable as well. And what do I want to do differently moving forward? I don't want to keep making the same mistakes. As far as like communicating, only one-way communication, that's not how things should be.
Right.
You know, we all have 24 hours, we all have a phone, so two-way communication, things like that, making me think, oh, is it me? It's not me.
It's not.
Or it's not. So stuff like that. Don't be be honest with yourself.
And one of the things I remember we talked about was like, if a man wants to be with you, he will show you, he will show up, he will call you, because that's what men do when they desire something. He won't be finicky. So just going back a little bit, when you started, or the idea to come up to work with me in my Achieve Emotional Healing program, what specifically did you think I would help you with?
The letting go, pulling back on my, honestly, I felt like I was chasing the relationship to work. Like I'm communicating always first, or I'm reaching out more, I'm visiting more, I'm putting in all the effort. So just holding myself accountable, like holding me accountable where it's like, he should reach out as well. If he say he's gonna reach out, he's gonna reach out. If he say he's gonna do something, he should do it. And so it just helped me like hold me accountable in that sense, where I not feeling guilty like by not reaching out, not feeling like, oh, I'm gonna lose this person. Instead of thinking, okay, he gonna lose me too. Like you need to, that's something I never was focused on. I was just focused on, oh, I'm gonna lose this great guy, I'm gonna lose this great person. Yeah, he's a good guy. I'm great too though. So I think seeing that helped me every time. Reassurance, talking to Vivian helped me to continue to know that it needed to happen.
Absolutely. And I think that's something where often as women, like we desire this thing that happened so bad, and that we end up being the one trying to make it work. But in order for anything to work, it takes two people, and you have to see that value in yourself before someone can even see that in you. So you have to be ownership of your identity, your value, and what you choose to allow in or not in. And that's a significant progress that we made. And I'm so excited to see where you're at now. And so that brings me between where you were before starting the program and after the program, what differences do you see? So like, what were you like before, and now what are you like after going through the program?
Well, during that dating time, I felt like I was really like broken. Like I was sad when the person said they're gonna contact you or said they're gonna do something, they don't do it. Then I'm thinking like, oh, is there something I should have done differently, or is there something I can do more to make this work? In reality, I was doing everything that I could possibly do for a human could possibly do. So since then, I think like now I'm comfortable being single. I'm comfortable. I know who Roseanne is. I mean, I knew who I was, obviously. But I feel like now, like I am okay with myself. I'm learning to value myself. And I'm learning to know who I am so that when someone else doesn't see that, I can leave. Because I am showing up in somebody's life. You have value. Everybody has value in somebody's life. You are a light in somebody's life. Somebody is looking at you. When you see your smile, when you see your encouragement, you don't know who's seeing that. So if somebody does not value that, you need to leave. Succeed. So things like that. It starts with you. What are you allowing? It starts
Absolutely.
with you.
And that's very true. And the beauty is that people, or someone who respects you and desires to be with you, will see your value. But what happens when we're in that situation of where the person is not reciprocating that love, we feel like we keep needing to fight. We need to prove ourselves. And then we feel like we're not enough. And then those insecurities eat at us, when actually it's like, no, you're more than enough. You have great worth. You have value. And someone who sees you and values you will show that and reciprocate that. And that's absolutely fact. So that's amazing, that because that is part of the things we worked on, to now see you even after it's been what, maybe 5 or 6 months since we had, and still have that still going on. Like, that's amazing. So yeah, good. So yeah, we answered that. So what would you like most about the program? What was the most exciting thing? What was enjoyable?
I like making the vision board. And I like the questions that help me think about the actual situation. It was almost like a story. I'm telling a story every couple of questions I'm answering, each session that I'm coming to, each session with, I'm answering as part of I'm analyzing my situation. And I'm almost like helping come up with the solution. So that was really helpful. And that, the vision board, I like printing off stuff and thinking about my future. What do I want with my career? What do I want with my family? What do I want with everything, like traveling and different things. Like, I was able to dream, visualize more than the now.
Yeah, that's so good. Because what happens when we're in those relationships that doesn't help us be our authentic self, we lose sight of who we are. We lose sight of our goals. We lose sight of what we want to do. And pulling that out, it's already in you. It's just pulling it out so that it can now become a reality. You can go back and get those things done. So that's the last session. And it's usually one of the powerful sessions, because now you can dream again, just like what you said. And now you have a blueprint for your life. What you want to do with your family, what you want to do career-wise, what your relationship, desires are. So now you have clarity in like all these areas of your life. So I like that. I'm glad you like that part.
Yeah.
Let's say someone who is contemplating whether they should start their Achieve Emotional Healing program. What would you tell them to do? Would you give for someone who's contemplating about starting the Achieve Emotional Healing program?
If you feel more sad than happy, if you feel like, if you're thinking about when you were single and you were thinking about how much happier you were, or you look in your camera rolls, you see how much happy you were, compared to like, you feel confused in this relationship, or you feel like you don't know where it's going to a dead end, or it's not moving forward, or there's no future there. Maybe you see a future with a person, but as you can see, they don't know for sure, or they're telling you they're not sure about this relationship, or they're not being honest, or they're not doing what they're saying they're going to do, and they're showing you who they are, but you're thinking things are going to change. You're thinking things are going to be different. Maybe you should do the healing program, because you're going to learn more about yourself. Every day we're still learning about ourselves. So if you don't know about yourself and you're expecting to find yourself in somebody else, that's gonna be an issue regardless if that's who you're supposed to be with or not, because you need to work on yourself. You need to know who you are, what your value is, and what you have to offer, and not expect somebody to see that first. It's going to show in you, and it's going to show in your character. It's going to show in what you allow and how you allow them to treat you every day. So
thank you for that insight. So you heard Roseanne, not me. If you're in a place where you're feeling stuck, confused, heartache, heartbreak, someone's letting you down, this Achieve Emotional Healing program is exactly for you. So if you want to learn more about this Achieve Emotional Healing program, I want you to send me a message at info@vibewithviv.com. I would love to speak with you and be a support to you on your healing journey, whether you're separated, divorced, a breakup, in whatever healing situation it may be. Let me know, because I would love to be a support to you. And Roseanne, it's been a pleasure. Like, honestly, every time I see you on social media, I'm like, she is doing amazing. Like, it's like you blossom within like this sessions, and even throughout now, like you totally grown. And I remember you sent me the pictures. You're like, look at me now. Like, I've like gained healthy weight. Like, look at me before. And now it's like you feel happy, your weight is up, like the energy is present. Do you remember when you see those pictures?
Yes, I remember. It's good.
What were you thinking there? I could tell you thought about something that took you back.
That you can say you want growth, you can say you want change, you can say you want to face what's bothering you, but until you do that, it's just going to continue getting worse, or it's going to have an emotional like outbreak or explosion, because you kept avoiding that. Nothing changes and nothing changes. If you keep doing the same thing, and nothing changes, you can't expect anything else to progress. Someone can tell me to go and do something. When they get out the phone with me, they can give me all the advice. But after that, it's up to me. The ball's in my court. Am I going to use that advice, or I'm going to set it aside and continue to walk the way I was walking, continue to do the same habits I was doing? So it's all up to you at the end of the day. But
absolutely. Yeah. That's good. Solid. Yeah. I provide the toolbox and kind of literally walk you through that process. And after the session, it is for you to go back into that toolbox and pull out those tools and things we worked on and live it out on your day-to-day life. But hey, I am always here. We're doing catch-ups and checkups, right? We've done like a monthly checkup where something came up. You're like, hey, Viv, like, this is what's going on. What are your thoughts? So I'm always still there to provide that support, even after the program, if anything were to come up, and to reinforce some of the things we talked about. So you're never alone, even after the program. But this was amazing. I appreciate you, Roseanne.
Thanks.
And the progress you've made, it's really nice to see. And I want that progress for anybody who is watching this video today as well. So thank you, and until next time.